Hey, Dino Squad! Get ready to stomp your way into a world of ancient heroes and dinosaurs. That's right, today we're bringing you the incredible tale of Dharma, the dinosaur who roared with laughter. This is the first episode of our exciting series, so make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single roarific adventure. Once upon a time in the heart of a lush, green jungle, there lived a kind-hearted dinosaur named Dharma. Now, Dharma wasn't your typical thundering, terrifying dino. No, siree. This dino had a heart as big as his enormous feet, and instead of ferociously feasting on meat, Dharma happily munched on leaves, befriending all the animals along the way. You could often spot him sharing his food and playing hide-and-seek with the giggling monkeys. But Dharma wasn't satisfied with just his little jungle. He longed to explore beyond the tall trees and babbling brooks. Oh, how he wished there was a way to discover the secrets hidden beyond the horizon. One sunny afternoon, while taking his usual stroll, Dharma stumbled upon a magical sight. Hidden behind a curtain of water, sparkling light peeked out from a mysterious portal. Intrigued, Dharma couldn't resist the urge to investigate. As he cautiously approached, the sight that greeted him was nothing short of spectacular. Before his eyes shimmered a swirling vortex of vibrant colors, promising adventure and excitement. Overwhelmed with curiosity, Dharma took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and stepped into the unknown. As the world around him transformed, Dharma found himself suddenly sucked into the golden glow, and with a final dizzying spin, he tumbled head over tail into the unknown. Upon landing, Dharma found himself smack dab in the middle of an enormous battlefield. The ground trembled beneath his colossal feet, as thousands of warriors clashed in an epic battle. Horses reared, swords clashed, and the air filled with the deafening roars of combat. It was none other than the legendary battle of Kurukshetra from the ancient Indian epic, the Mahabharata. Dharma was in the thick of it all, his accidental entrance causing both sides of the battle to come to a screeching halt. Arjuna, the great archer, halted his deadly aim, his eyes fixed on the unexpected newcomer. He turned to his divine companion, Krishna, seeking an explanation for this bizarre interruption. At that moment, Krishna, seated on a nearby chariot, turned to Arjuna, a knowing smile gracing his lips. In a calm, soothing voice, he explained to the bewildered Arjuna that Dharma's appearance was no mere accident. According to Krishna, Dharma was a messenger sent by fate itself, a reminder of a greater purpose amidst the chaos of war. Meanwhile, the rest of the Kaurava and Pandava armies buzzed with confusion and awe. They had encountered fierce elephants, valiant horses, and loyal dogs during the battle, but never had they laid eyes on such a gigantic creature with scales, sharp teeth, and a thunderous roar. Some trembled in fear, believing it to be an omen. Others gaped in wonder, uncertain if it was friend or foe. Amidst the stunned silence, only Bhima, the strong man of the Pandavas, dared to break into a smile. He saw not a fearsome monster, but a lost soul in need of assistance. Krishna, with his divine insight, quickly understood Dharma's mission. He knew that Dharma was here to deliver an important message, a message that transcended the boundaries of war and touched the very core of their existence. In a dramatic flourish, Krishna announced to the assembled warriors that Dharma was not an enemy, but a visitor from distant lands beyond their own. He emphasized that Dharma had crossed countless hurdles to reach them, driven by an unwavering desire to impart a crucial lesson. It was a lesson that held the potential to change the course of the war, and perhaps the fate of the entire human race. As Krishna continued his celestial narration, the warriors listened in rapt attention. Each word resonated deep within their souls, awakening a sense of responsibility and purpose. The gravity of Dharma's mission sank in, reminding them of the higher calling that awaited them. It was a call to rise above the conflict and embrace the profound wisdom that Dharma embodied. The warriors, both Kauravas and Pandavas, were deeply moved by Krishna's words. They realized that they were not merely soldiers engaged in an ordinary battle, but instruments of a cosmic plan. Dharma's presence had awakened something profound within them, a realization that transcended their earthly conflicts. Now it was time for Dharma to reveal the grand revelation that had brought him to this epic clash of Kurukshetra. With a deep breath, Dharma addressed the assembled warriors, his voice echoing with the wisdom of ages. He spoke of a world far removed from their own, a world where dinosaurs roamed free and where nature's wonders knew no bounds. The warriors leaned in, captivated by Dharma's tales of a prehistoric past. He described the majestic creatures that once inhabited the earth, emphasizing the harmony and balance that existed in those bygone eras. Dharma painted a vivid picture of a time when humans and dinosaurs coexisted, sharing the planet in mutual respect and understanding. The warriors were mesmerized, realizing that their own conflicts were but a fleeting moment in the grand tapestry of time. But Dharma's message carried a deeper meaning. He spoke of the importance of preserving nature's delicate balance and living in harmony with all living beings. His words echoed the timeless teachings of nonviolence and compassion, urging the warriors to find common ground even in the midst of their differences. The revelation struck a chord within the hearts of the warriors. They began to question the futility of their endless strife and the destructive path it was leading them down. Seeds of doubt and introspection were sown, prompting them to examine the true purpose of their actions. Touched by Dharma's plea for peace and unity, some of the warriors began to lay down their weapons. A few tentative steps were taken towards each other, breaking the barriers that had kept them divided for so long. The atmosphere shifted, charged with the potential for change and reconciliation. As the warriors engaged in these introspective musings, Dharma seized the opportunity to share more of his unique insights. He spoke of the power of laughter, the importance of embracing differences, and the strength that came from unity. His words were like gentle reminders, nudging the warriors to see beyond their conflicts and embrace the values that truly mattered. With a playful twinkle in his eye, Dharma engaged the warriors in light-hearted games, weaving in lessons about acceptance and tolerance. In these moments of shared joy and laughter, old grudges began to fade, replaced by a sense of camaraderie and newfound respect. The warriors found themselves connecting on a deeper level, forging bonds that transcended their previous divisions. But amidst this newfound harmony, a shadow loomed on the horizon. The great battle of Kurukshetra was far from over, and the warriors' commitment to their respective sides wavered. Dharma knew that to truly change hearts, he had to do something extraordinary. With a mischievous grin, he decided to teach the warriors an unforgettable lesson in honor and respect. He challenged them to a series of hilarious contests, putting their skills to test in ways they had never imagined. In one amusing challenge, Dharma asked the warriors to shoot arrows at a distant target, but much to their surprise, when they drew their bows, the targets inexplicably moved away. Confused and frustrated, the warriors struggled to understand the trick. It was then that Dharma revealed his playful prank, causing laughter to erupt across the battlefield. He explained that true skill lay not in brute force, but in strategy and sportsmanship. Another hilarious challenge involved a sword duel against Dharma's formidable tail. The warriors charged forward, determined to best the dinosaur's powerful appendage. Yet again and again they found themselves hilariously knocked off course by its sheer strength. Through these good-humored trials, Dharma emphasized the importance of humility and the value of perseverance. The warriors learned that victory was not always about overpowering the opponent, but also about respecting one's strengths and embracing the joy of friendly competition. Amidst the din of the battlefield, Yudhishthira, the eldest of the Pandava brothers, felt a sense of unease. While he admired Dharma's spirit and the positive impact he was having on the warriors, Yudhishthira couldn't shake off a premonition that the dinosaur's presence might have unintended consequences. As the games continued, Yudhishthira noticed that the warriors were becoming increasingly distracted and less focused on winning the battle. Their minds were captivated by Dharma's playful antics and the prospect of an honorable showdown with the mighty dinosaur. Driven by his intuition, Yudhishthira approached Dharma, seeking a heart-to-heart conversation. He expressed his admiration for the dinosaur's positive influence on the warriors, but also voiced his concerns about the potential disruption it might cause to the ongoing conflict. Yudhishthira explained that while peace was his ultimate goal, the Pandavas had a duty to uphold Dharma and protect the righteous cause. He emphasized that Dharma's presence was inadvertently diverting their attention from their sacred duty. Upon hearing Yudhishthira's heartfelt plea, Dharma understood the gravity of the situation. He realized that his playful antics had gone too far and were jeopardizing the Pandavas' mission. With a heavy heart, Dharma knew he had to make a decision that would affect the outcome of the battle, and possibly the fate of both the dinosaurs and the humans. After careful consideration, Dharma decided to embark on a secret mission of his own. With a mix of determination and sadness, he bid farewell to the warriors, promising to return once he had found a solution to the dilemma. The warriors, sensing Dharma's somber mood, felt a pang of disappointment, but respected his need to take action. As Dharma ventured into the unknown, the warriors found themselves torn between their admiration for the dinosaur and their commitment to their cause. They missed Dharma's infectious laughter and the sense of unity he had brought to their ranks. With Dharma's departure, the battle of Kurukshetra raged on, heavier and more intense than before. The Pandavas and Kauravas fought valiantly, each side determined to claim victory. But the joy and camaraderie that had blossomed under Dharma's guidance seemed like a distant memory. Days turned into weeks, and with each passing moment, the warriors grew weary of the relentless fighting. The bloodshed and loss of life weighed heavily on their souls, making them question the purpose of the endless conflict. Meanwhile, Dharma had been busy searching for a way to restore peace to the battlefield. He sought out wise sages and ancient texts, hoping to uncover a solution that would honor the Pandavas' Dharma, while also protecting the natural balance of the world. After a long and arduous journey, Dharma finally stumbled upon a forgotten prophecy. The prophecy spoke of a great dinosaur who would appear at the time of great turmoil and bring peace to warring factions through laughter and unity. Realizing that he was the dinosaur foretold by prophecy, Dharma's heart swelled with determination. He knew that he had to return to the battlefield and use his unique abilities to heal the divided warriors. As Dharma made his way back to the battlefield, the warriors sensed his presence like a beacon of hope in the darkness. They paused their fighting and turned toward the familiar sound of his footsteps, their faces etched with anticipation. When Dharma finally emerged from the trees, the warriors erupted into cheers, their spirits lifted by his joyful roar. With a wide grin, Dharma addressed the weary warriors, his voice booming across the battlefield. He reminded them of the camaraderie and unity they had shared before his departure and encouraged them to set aside their differences for one final endeavor. Dharma proposed a grand celebration, a festival of laughter and unity that would serve as a temporary truce to the ongoing battle. The warriors, eager to embrace the prospect of peace, readily agreed to Dharma's proposal. They set about creating a festive atmosphere, decorating the battlefield with flowers, fruits, and banners that symbolized unity and brotherhood. The grand festival commenced with Dharma taking center stage. He cracked jokes, shared funny stories, and engaged the warriors in hilarious games. The battlefield transformed into a sea of laughter as the warriors, both Pandavas and Kauravas, joined in the merriment. They shed their armor, revealing the common humanity that bound them together. For a brief moment, there was no animosity, no division, only unity and shared joy. As the festivities reached their peak, Dharma made an announcement that left the warriors stunned. He revealed the true purpose of his journey, explaining that he had come to teach them the power of laughter, unity, and compassion. Dharma emphasized that these qualities were essential not only for resolving conflicts, but also for living a fulfilling life. He shared stories of bravery and kindness from his own time, inspiring the warriors to strive for greatness in their own deeds. Touched by Dharma's words and the spirit of unity that had enveloped the battlefield, the warriors began to question the righteousness of their ongoing conflict. They realized that their battles were tearing apart the very fabric of their society, causing immense suffering and loss of life. As the weight of their actions sunk in, the warriors felt a deep sense of remorse and a longing for change. In a pivotal moment, Yudhishthira, the eldest Pandava brother, stood up, his voice echoing with conviction. He declared that Dharma had shown them the error of their ways, and it was time to put an end to the bloodshed. Yudhishthira called for a ceasefire, proposing negotiations to settle the conflict peacefully. His words resonated with the other warriors, stirring them to re-evaluate their commitment to the battle. The proposal of a ceasefire was met with initial hesitation from both sides. Years of animosity and distrust had solidified deep-rooted resentments that were difficult to overcome. However, the seeds of doubt planted by Dharma and Yudhishthira continued to grow in the hearts of the warriors as they pondered the possibility of peace. A small group of brave souls from both the Pandava and Kaurava ranks stepped forward. Led by Arjuna and Duryodhana, the young leaders, these individuals dared to dream of a different future, one where unity and compassion prevailed over hatred and division. As discussions commenced, the atmosphere shifted from hostility to cautious optimism. The warriors, guided by Dharma's teachings, began to view their adversaries not as enemies, but as fellow beings caught in the web of circumstance. They started to understand the root causes of the conflict, recognizing the role of pride, greed, and the thirst for power in perpetuating the endless strife. With each passing day, the circle of peace grew, encompassing more warriors who yearned for an end to the bloodshed. Encouraged by the progress, Dharma continued to be a beacon of positivity, organizing events that celebrated unity and understanding. He fostered dialogue between the divided factions, helping them to find common ground and rebuild broken relationships. News of the Pandavas' transformation spread far,